Hey guys, Lisa here with our Georgia Suburban Homestead, and my microphone failed me again during this video. So I'm going to talk for the first part of it, and then please turn your volume way up when the sound actually comes through. This is GB Cat. GB's my 19-year-old comfort cat. He sleeps on my head. I call him my cat hat. Or while I'm watching TV, he flops over on my chest and cuddles with me. And today is unusual because he decided he wanted to come out into the garden with me and help. But as you'll see in a minute, it doesn't take much to distract the old man. He is so loving, this kitty. He's my golden boy, which is what GB stands for, also GB for good boy. And here I'm trying to tell you that it's overcast and no prediction of rain, but sure enough, later in the day we got rain. But I'm going to kiss my boy, and I'm going to put him down. There we go. Today's video is about the beefsteak plant, also known as shiso, which is a Japanese herb. And this is the purple variety, and it's about 2.5 feet tall. It'll go to 4 to 5 feet tall and bloom. But once you have it, and I had planted it originally in the front yard, and it showed up in the backyard, and now look, it is everywhere. This is the tortoise enclosure that used to be my dedicated herb garden that my cherryfoot tortoise from South America is in. And the camera kind of sped by, but that was a volunteer collard green. Now, I looked over at GB, and he's in the lemongrass again. This used to be a big pot full of lemongrass. It's about 12 years old in this pot, and my 19-year-old cat decided this winter it was good to lay in and sleep, so he killed the center of it, and today he's chewing on leaves. He goes straight to it when he comes out. I'll have to look up to see if lemongrass is toxic to cats, but he eats it whenever he comes out. And here I am doing the harvest. Snip, 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 all the way up the hill. And you'll be amazed with how much I ended up with. But this is how I get my exercise. You know, my doctor likes to say that I need to exercise more. And I say, I get it in the garden. And he says, you know, gardening isn't exercise. Well, he hasn't been here. This is the tortoise I was just telling you about. I went in to cut the shiso out of his enclosure. And that's Hannibal the cannibal. He likes his red meat. You see his little head moving? Now I'm going to pick him up in a minute and bring him out so you can see him more clearly. And he's behind the Rose of Sharon bush. He likes Rose of Sharon blossoms. And there's Hannibal. Hannibal's been with me since he was the size of a 50-cent piece. He's about full grown now. But he likes those flowers. He's a sweet boy. He actually comes when he's called. I think you all might be amazed to find that out. Tortoises do learn their names, and they like attention. Okay, turn your sound up loud right now. I'm about to start talking, and it actually got my voice, but very faintly. So now it's time to pluck the perilla from its stems. And I've got a dish pan full of clean water, a basket to put the leaves in once I've washed them. It's a huge box over here of perilla leaves. And so let's talk a little bit about perilla. It's also called shiso or beefsteak plant. It's native to China and India, but you can find it worldwide. The scientific name is Perilla frutescens, and this is a variety called crispa. It's in the mint family. It has a square stem, four-sided stem. As anything in the mint family will have a four-sided stem. So, as an herbalist, what do I use Perilla for health-wise? Well, it's good for respiratory problems, and if you've been watching my videos, you know I've got respiratory issues. Some of them are seasonal. Comes from being a premature baby with undeveloped lungs and then growing up in a household where everyone smoked. So thanks, Mom and Dad and Granddad, for smoking around me. I don't smoke, never did, but I still can't breathe a lot of the time. So the shiso used in a tea or tincture helps open up my bronchi and helps me breathe. But its other benefits are kind of neat. It's an antioxidant, anti-inflammatory, antiviral, antibacteria. It's high in iron, calcium, carotene. It's got 10 times the amount of carotene that a pumpkin has, which I find interesting. And of course, with the dark purple, it's an antioxidant. Anything that's purple is higher than antioxidants. Grass seed. It also helps with digestion. It boosts your immune system. Helps you fight your asthma. Helps relieve congestion. That would be in a tea or the tincture form. You can use it in salves for skin treatment, or if you eat it regularly, it promotes healthy skin. So if you eat a lot of it, it's good news for your heart. It's because it's high in fiber. It's good news for diabetics being high in fiber. But how does it taste in a tea? Well, of course, the tincture, you mainly taste the alcohol in the tincture anyway, but and you just use a few drops at a time, or an eyedropperful at a time, in whatever beverage you're drinking, hot or cold. But how does it taste? It is in the mint family, so it's got that bright mint flavor. Rule of thumb is if you like the way it smells, you'll like the way it tastes, usually. It reminds some people of basil, mint, tarragon, cilantro combination. It's got kind of an anise smell to it. But you know how cilantro goes. Not everybody likes that flavor. So whereas my husband thinks cilantro tastes like soap, he may not like this in a tea. But he doesn't have bad lungs, so he's less apt to drink a breathing improving tea. And he's one of those lucky people. He doesn't get sick as often as a lot of people do. He's probably all the healthy stuff I feed him, eh? His problems are mostly fibromyalgia and Meniere's disease, which is a bummer. So we don't worry about him with the herbs. I do control his pain with the use of herbs, and I'll do some videos on that. Because I know there are a lot of people out there with fibro. So one of the benefits of cilantro, shiso in the garden, it seems to repel deer. My neighbors have deer in their yards, and the deer don't necessarily visit my gardens, and I think it's because of the aromatic herbs that I plant. If you let the shiso grow in between things to get aphids or chewing bugs, the chewing bugs tend to leave the plants alone that are near the shiso or the mint. So I'm just speculating that's why the deer don't come in, because they probably don't like the flavor of the shiso. And if they browse my garden, they're going to get a mouthful of it. It's too bad, because my property is recognized as a wildlife sanctuary, so the deer are welcome. They just, they pass through. I have had them bite the tops off pepper plants, but just randomly, not as a regular habit. If you know how to extract essential oils from the herbs, you can use the essential oils for your skin for mosquito bites. It repels mosquitoes. Around the garden, the shiso also will repel ants. There are two kinds of shiso. One is a green, and this is of course the red. And the green is said to be milder, the red is spicier, and I like spice, so I grow the red. More refreshing flavor, find the green variety. Baker Creek carries the seed. Again, you just plant it 1 year and you've got it for years to come. It reseeds readily. Some people would say it's invasive. So how do you eat it other than wrapping sushi in it? I'm going to be using it a number of ways, fresh, and then I'm going to be drying and marinating, and that's going to be the topic of another video that I hope you'll join me to learn how to use this herb. And we'll do that together in the kitchen. Right now, there's a couple of reasons why I'm outside on my deck to do this, and one of them is it's beautiful out here today. It's about 85, and with the grapevines over my head, I've got enough shade so that it's nice and cool here in the shade. And another reason is we've got projects going on in the kitchen, and I can't use the kitchen to cook right now. So hopefully that'll be remedied by the end of today, and in time for me to use some of this for dinner tonight, because I did pick some tomatoes, ripe tomatoes last night that I've got to weigh as part of this contest I'm in. Tomatoes and squash. So I might as well use some of the shiso and a tomato salad recipe that I'll show you. So I've probably got another hour or so of leaf plucking to do here. So I'm going to bid you farewell, because I know you don't want to sit there and watch me pluck. It's terribly stimulating. Thank you for joining me. I hope that you like what you see well enough to keep coming back, keep coming and visit. Don't forget, I go live twice a month, first and third Thursday. I've switched my time to 9 o'clock. I've got giveaways, garden chat, herb chat, whatever makes you happy chat. So we're coming up on July now. It's the end of June. And so if I don't see you before the 4th of July, be careful, don't blow your fingers off. Enjoy yourself responsibly. Celebrate the birth of the United States or America, as far as the Europeans are concerned, right? And until next time, we'll see ya. Toodles.